DeMarcus Cousins out for the season with a torn ACL. What does this mean for the Lakers, and who can they get to replace him? You're watching Lakers Report by Chat Sports, all things Lakers. I'm your host, Hannah Kulik, aka Laker Han. Now, before we get into it, make sure that you guys are subscribed down below here on Chat Sports and the new Chat Sports Lakers YouTube channel so that you do not miss a single thing when it comes to our Los Angeles Lakers. And while you're at it, go ahead and give me a follow on my IG at Hannah Rose Kulik and my Twitter at Hannah_Kulik for all things Lakers and some fitness stuff as well. Okay guys, now I am extremely upset about this. I'm sure we all know by now that DeMarcus Cousins has torn his ACL. It was announced he is going to be missing next season. I'm not only upset about this because obviously it hurts the Lakers. I was expecting Boogie to have a big role with us, really get back to his all-star ways that he was 2 years ago, but I'm also incredibly sad for DeMarcus Cousins. I know how hard he has worked, and this was kind of like his last shot, honestly, after the Achilles tear. He hurt his quad this past summer. This was really kind of his last shot to prove that he could still be a dominant player in this league, and unfortunately now with this ACL surgery he's going to need to have, this torn ACL, I just don't know. His career may be over, so I'm very upset about it for multiple reasons, as I'm sure a lot of us Laker fans are. But at the end of the day, you know, the Lakers are going to have to try to find a way to replace him. So today, I thought we could talk about 5 potential players that the Lakers could get to replace DeMarcus Cousins. Let's just start off today with number 5 on our list. We have Kenneth Faried. Now, I'm sure all of us Laker fans can remember Kenneth Faried because he is notoriously, back when he played for the Denver Nuggets, really just played well against us. He drove me crazy personally. He's a very tough player. He's a great rebounder. He's not really necessarily a stat stopper, but he's one of those guys who just does all the little things. Really tough, defensive-minded rebounder. Really one of those great hustle guys that the Lakers could honestly need. Now, he's still a free agent, so he is available. Last season, he kind of bounced around. He played for 3 different teams, but for the Houston Rockets, he played 25 games for them, and he played well. He averaged 13 points, 8 rebounds per game. So those are pretty great numbers, pretty solid numbers. Now, the thing with Kenneth Faried is, yes, he is going to be providing us with a lot of defense, a lot of mental toughness, a lot of hustle, but he is very undersized to play that center position. He's only 6'8". So my biggest concern with Kenneth Faried is, you know, we already kind of have Anthony Davis, who most likely would play that small ball center when we are going to be playing more small ball center. So I don't necessarily think that Kenneth Faried may be the best fit for this team, since we already have AD who's going to be playing that small ball center for us, and because he is, like I said, only 6'8", a little bit undersized, but he does bring a lot to the table in terms of toughness, rebounding, hustle, so he could definitely still help the Lakers. He is a free agent, so he's 100% available, like I said, so he definitely is a possibility for the purple and gold. I'm curious though, do you guys think the Lakers should bring Kenneth Faried on and play for us next season? If you do, type Y down below. If not, type N down below. Now, number 4 on our list today, we have Joakim Noah. Now, Noah's actually the guy that a lot of analysts would think would be the best fit for the Lakers, because at one time, you know, he was one of the best centers in the league. Just these last 5 years, you know, he has really struggled through injuries. He's kind of bounced around. I think a lot of people even forgot he was even in the league, but last season, you know, for the Memphis Grizzlies, he did have a little bit of a resurgence. He averaged 7 points per game, about 5.7 rebounds, so that's pretty solid considering, you know, the years before that he was just really under the radar. Joakim Noah, though, at the end of the day, is a former 2-time NBA All-Star. He's also a 3-time All-Defensive Honor, so he does have a lot of talent. He is just, you know, obviously 34. He's past his prime, but if he is able to come on for kind of more of a limited role for the purple and gold, and if he could play like how he did for Memphis, and in that limited role just have, you know, a little bit of everything, provides with a little bit of scoring and some defense, then I think that he could actually be a good chance and a good signing for the Lakers to try to, you know, somehow replace DeMarcus Cousins. Obviously, he's not going to be this dominant ball shot blocker and defender and everything that DeMarcus Cousins was, but Joakim Noah is still a good player if he is able to be healthy and if he is able to, you know, play like he kind of did in Memphis. So Joakim Noah, possibility for the Lakers to pick up, the guy a lot of analysts think would be the best overall fit. But let's move on because we still have 3 more players that we have to talk about today, including one that us Laker fans have a little bit of history with. But before we do, if you like sports betting and you would want to win a free NBA jersey, go ahead and message me right now on my Instagram and or my Twitter, and I will explain to you how you can win one. It is so easy. I've already given away so many jerseys, and I'm so grateful to one of Chat Sports' sponsors for allowing me to give you guys this opportunity to be decked out in your favorite sports gear. So go ahead and DM me right now and I will explain how you can win a free NBA jersey. But let's talk about our number 3 guy here today, because number 3 on our list, we have Taj Gibson. Now, Taj Gibson recently just signed with the New York Knicks, which is kind of random because he's not going to be getting that many minutes playing for that team. You know, the Knicks are kind of in this rebuilding phase. They have a lot of turmoil with the franchise. Don't really know what's going on right now. So most likely Taj Gibson's not going to be getting that many minutes with the Knicks. Now, because he was a free agent this season, if we were to get him, it would have to be through trade, but we would have to wait until December because the NBA has some random weird rules now that we'd have to wait until December in order to trade for him. But at the end of the day, you know, we wouldn't be able to have any trade assets until December anyway. So it would work out if we did decide to pursue Taj Gibson. Now, obviously, he is a little bit older and he is a little bit undersized to play that center role, but he is one of those guys who is really known for having those key plays in those key moments. I know us Laker fans can remember some of those plays, you know, back when he played for the Chicago Bulls. He had a couple of them. So Taj Gibson is still a pretty good player in a limited role. He's obviously no DeMarcus Cousins, but in a limited role, I think Taj Gibson could actually be a good fit for this team. But I am curious, out of these 2 players that I just mentioned before, because obviously these 2 guys, Joakim Noah and Taj Gibson, are a little bit older, who do you think would be the better fit for the Lakers? If you think it would be Joakim Noah, then type J down below, or if you think it would be Taj Gibson, type T down below. Moving on to number 2 on our list today, we have Nerlens Noel. Now, Nerlens Noel could be kind of one of those high-risk, high-reward situations for the Lakers if they did decide to pick him up. He was the 6th overall pick in the 2013 NBA draft. He's only 25 years old, but throughout his career, you know, he really has just underachieved. I think a lot of people thought he was going to be a much better player than so far he has yet to show. But, you know, maybe on the Lakers having that stage, that motivation, it may motivate him to finally step up and be that player that a lot of people thought he was going to be. Like Taj Gibson, though, we would have to trade for him, but because he was not a free agent this summer, we could trade for him right away. So we technically could just pick him up right away if we decided to go for Nerlens Noel. And, you know, he's playing for OKC right now. Obviously, OKC is in a big rebuilding phase after losing both Paul George and Russell Westbrook. So that makes Nerlens Noel maybe a little bit more expendable, especially because he's not going to be getting that many minutes. He's going to be playing behind Steven Adams, who we all know is going to be taking a majority of those minutes at that center position. So Nerlens Noel actually could be an interesting choice for the Lakers. Like I said, he is only 25, and because the Lakers are kind of more of an older team now, you know, it might be nice to maybe pick up some guys who could create some youth, maybe a little bit of younger guys. So like I said, it would be kind of a high risk, high reward, potentially possibility of pickup for the Lakers. But at the end of the day, I think Nerlens Noel might actually be my favorite out of all of these options, but he would have to be acquired through a trade, and I don't know honestly who we would want to trade for him, especially since we can't really trade most of our players until December anyway. But Nerlens Noel, possibility for the Lakers. Maybe he could finally be that player that everyone was hoping he would be when he went 6th in the 2013 NBA draft. Alright, now rounding our list here at number 1, this is a guy that I think we all are very familiar with, Dwight Howard. Now, if he came back to the Lakers, I don't really know what would happen. I think Lakerland may just honestly shut down. You know, the media would have a complete frenzy. It would be completely insane. Obviously, us Laker fans remember that Dwight Howard was once a Laker for just a mere season, was a complete disaster. He ended up leaving after just one season and going to the Houston Rockets, where it was kind of just equally a disaster. Honestly, this guy is just kind of known for being a cancer in the locker room, having a bad attitude, just kind of being entitled, thinking he's the best player around town when, you know what, he hasn't really proved it these last few years. But at the end of the day, there was a time when Dwight Howard was one of the best centers in the league and just one of the best players in general. And if we are putting all of our bias aside and we are just looking at his career averages of, 17 points per game, about 12.6 rebounds, 2 blocks per game, obviously that's pretty impressive. And when you're looking at all of these other guys, that is obviously the Lakers' best option. However, like I said, we have such a bad relationship with him from our past experience, and he has suffered through so many injuries these last few years. He's had a lot of injuries to his back. He's also had some glute injuries, you name it, he's kind of just had it. Aside from just his bad attitude, I don't know if this would necessarily be the best fit for the Lakers, but it is starting to look like this is more of a possibility each day. And I guess if anyone were to do it and have all this drama around them, it would be the purple and gold, but I don't really know how I feel about this, you guys. I just don't like Dwight Howard at all. I understand that if he could play at a high level for us, even come close to those career averages, it would definitely help us and definitely be the closest to filling Boogie's void. But at the end of the day, I don't really know if I want to do it. So I'm curious to what you guys think, because it's looking like this is actually going to be a possibility. And it's looking like out of all these guys, this actually may be the guy that the Lakers decide to go with. So what do you guys think? Should the Lakers give Dwight Howard another chance? I don't know. I have a really bad feeling about it. I don't know if I can honestly be able to survive it, but let me know down in the comments below. But that is going to be it for 5 guys who could potentially replace DeMarcus Cousins. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, don't forget to subscribe to Chat Sports here on YouTube and the new Chat Sports Lakers YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to give this video a double thumbs up if you liked it. And until next time, Laker Hand is out. Bye, guys.